Figures show that 35% of the 17.6 million registered voters in Uganda are in the more than 13 districts where physical campaign meetings were suspended yesterday. Election expert Crispy Kaheru says this is likely to disenfranchise many voters.
Technically, this means that the electorate in these districts are not going to get an opportunity to hear the platforms that their candidates represent.
But it may also play to the disadvantage of the opposition. For instance, candidate Yoweri Museveni has covered all but 3 of the districts where campaign meetings were suspended. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was scheduled to campaign in 5 of the 13. Patrick Oboy Amriat has not been to almost 10 of the 13 districts as of Saturday. The difficulty for opposition candidates accessing media already makes it hard for them to access voters in these places, leave alone the resources required. Statistics show opposition campaign budgets trailing far behind the ruling NRM.
I don't know if the East is going to give us some money to do that because, as you know, it's extremely expensive, to have campaigns, whether it be ads or whatever the case might be, on TV and radio. But even more importantly, we've had challenges with the media. Our presidential candidate has many times been denied access to media houses. So we believe that this really is targeting, especially, my presidential candidate that I speak for, the party that I speak for, because he's extremely popular in the areas that they are denying him access to.
The ruling NRM may well make the same claim, but who is really popular in these districts judging from the way they voted in 2016? Kampala, which now has 1.28 million voters, was won by the opposition by 65.9%. Wakiso, which has 1.16 million voters, was won by the opposition by 63%. Kabarole district, which has over 107,000 voters, was won by NRM by 76%. Kabale, with 136,000 voters, was won by NRM by 65.4%. Tororo, which has 264,000 voters, won by the opposition by 58.4%. And Ruwero, which has 256,000 voters, was won by NRM with 55.7%. Buikwe, 234,000 voters, won by NRM by 55%. Kasese, which has 372,000 voters, won by the opposition by 59%. Mukono, 354,000 voters, won by the opposition by 50.8%. Jinja, 274,000 voters, won by NRM by 50.4%. Masaka, 178,000 voters, won by opposition by 54.3%. Kalungu, 88,000 voters, won by NRM by 54%. And Mbarara, 119,000 voters, won by NRM by 71%. Well, the support dynamics could have changed since 2016, especially considering the main opposition candidate in 2016 was Dr. Kizza Besigye on the FDC ticket. And the 18 days left to the polls may be enough to change a lot more.
So if the Electoral Commission is to make such a decision, then it should provide practical alternatives. Alternatives through radio, alternatives through TV, alternatives through the internet, alternatives through the community-based radio stations. But we need deeper and stronger guarantees in the sense that when the candidates finally get onto these alternative platforms, they'll be given the freedom to actually campaign.
Whenever these cases do happen, we have reported to the Electoral Commission, and they always say, we're going to follow up, we're going to follow up. It has become a song. They never take action, about these things.
The fairness that will be exercised for especially opposition candidates in the remaining days is one uncertain thing. But what is certain is that the side that wins most of these swing districts will have the highest chance of winning power. Edward Mhumza, NTV.